It makes you a stronger storyteller and a stronger journalist to see something like that. And I feel like if you can see that, you can see or cover anything.
It's been a couple of months since the last in a string of federal executions carried out at the Terre Haute Federal Prison Complex. 4 News 10 journalists, all women, served as media witnesses to document 13 executions. Now, you'll recall the government resumed federal executions this past summer after a 17-year hiatus. These were the inmates put to death. Many of them were convicted of horrific crimes against children. Federal executions could be halted once again. That's because the Biden administration is publicly against the death penalty. News 10's Alia Blackburn served as a media witness to 2 federal executions. I sat down with her to learn more about her experiences. Alongside News 10's Alia Blackburn, I'm John Swanner, and we're talking with our media witnesses from the federal executions that were held late last year and early this year. And Alia, you got to see 2 of those executions.
The first execution was of Keith Nelson. He was convicted for kidnapping and murdering a young girl from Kansas City, Kansas. The second was Christopher Villalva. That one was a little bit more high profile, I guess, in comparison to Keith Nelson, but that crime happened in Texas, and he was convicted for the deaths of 2 youth ministers. So that was also a very tragic story as well.
The invitation was sent out to everybody in the newsroom to be a media witness. 4 women answered the call. All women answered the call in this case. Why did you choose to be a part of this group?
I think as a journalist and even as someone living in the Terre Haute area, you have that curiosity about what goes on behind prison walls at the federal prison. There's just so much unknowns that a lot of people don't know. But as a taxpayer, you also want to know what's going on behind those prison walls as well. So for me, it was just out of a lot of curiosity, and I just really wanted to see it for myself.
How has it changed you as a journalist? And you talked about how it's made you a better storyteller. What else do you think how it's impacted you?
Our job is to always be impartial, but this really does allow you to see both sides of a horrific situation. The victims' families, you see that hurt and that pain from the crime that put everybody in this situation. And then you see the other side of the inmate, and they have a family too, and they're hurting because someone they love is also no longer here.
Would you do this again if given the opportunity?
I ask myself that a lot. If it really came down to it and I was absolutely needed to be there for my job on behalf of our station, I would do it. But would I be first in line to do this again? No.
I don't blame you there at all.
Yeah.
Alia, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. This is just a portion of our conversation, and you can hear from the 2 other media witnesses. News 10's Rondrell Moore sat down with Heather Good and Patrice Dayton. Or I should say, Rondrell Moore sat down with Heather Good, and Patrice Dayton spoke with Sarah Lehman. You can hear a portion of both interviews tonight at 5, 6, 10, and 11. And you can find the full conversations with Heather, Alia, and Sarah right now on WTHI-TV.com.